What's going on? Welcome to Around of 32. I'm your host, BA, along with my other host, Nate the Great. We are here to
What
talk
up?
about the games of Week 10, and we're going to give you all the information you need to know for your fantasy and to make bets and stuff like that. We'll complete all that around there. So, what's going on with
Make
you,
you
Nate?
some money, B. Make you some money, B. That's all I gotta say. Make you some money.
There you go. Make you some
Good,
money.
good, man. I can't believe that we're in week 10 already, man. Like, holy hell! Like, probably got what 7 more games left. Like, it's really starting to come full circle with all the teams that you feel that are good and bad. And now the deadline's passed. There's going to be some, either teams that are going to do really, really well or really, really bad, and we're going to get into that. So let's go.
Yeah. So go ahead. What's your first game of the week? Pretty much prepared here. Oh, which would be the Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's get started. Sorry, let me mute my TV here. First game of the week. It'll be the Raiders and Broncos. Right now, the Broncos are 9.5 favorites at home. The over-under is 42.5. So, what do you think?
These are the total offenses. The Raiders are number 30th. The Broncos are 13th. Total defense, Raiders are 19th. Broncos are 3rd. Scoring offense, Raiders are 29th, and Broncos are 14th. And a scoring defense, Raiders are 23rd, and the Broncos are 4th. So pretty much the Broncos are pretty good in all statistical categories as far as the offense and the defense are concerned overall. Mm-hmm. The injury reports, we just have Aiden O'Connell out for the Raiders. Marvin Mims, wide receiver for the Broncos, is out. Tight end Nate Atkins is out, and of course, cornerback Patrick Surtain is out again. He'll probably come back after the Broncos bye. They're not putting him on an IR; they're just going to keep him on an injury report.
Right.
Other than that, everybody seems to be healthy and good to go. Who's the fantasy outlook that we got for that?
So we'll start with the Raiders. I want to say Ashton Jeanty because I think Ashton Jeanty, this could be a game that he could be utilized well, especially in the passing game. I don't know if he's going to get a lot of running yards, but I'm going to go with Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a legit number 1 tight end. The guy is like a receiver in a tight end's body. He's going to be the main target for Geno, especially after Jacoby Myers got traded. So now he's going to be the dude more so going forward. So I'm going to take Brock Bowers for the Raiders. Excuse me. And for the Broncos, I'm going to take Dobbins, man. I think Dobbins is going to have a really good game. That Raiders defense is suspect at times, especially against the run. And Dobbins has been playing well. I think he's like 4th in the NFL in rushing for the year, like at around 800 yards. He's had a real big revelation, after all those injuries. So yeah, I'm going to take Dobbins for the Broncos. Who do you Oh yeah, thanks, Scott. Do you think that the Broncos will cover? And what do you think? Do you think it's going to be over under on the total?
It's a divisional game. I think the Broncos won't cover. I think it's going to points are going to the Raiders in this one. Troy Franklin could be, he definitely could be a factor in this game.
Yeah,
he's been playing pretty receiver. Good this whole season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Against this bad defense.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you, B. I'm going to take the points with the Raiders, and I think it could go under. I don't think it's going to go. It'd be a high scoring game because Geno Smith has struggled on offense a lot. You said 29th in offense or something like that. Denver's Broncos defense is really good. So if it goes over, it's probably going to be because Denver just puts belt to ass on them, Mm-hmm. But we'll see. The Raiders play their division tough. They play the division rivals tough. They always play the Chiefs tough. So
that's why I was kind of saying it'd probably be an under. I mean, I think the Broncos are still going to win, no doubt. but I don't think they're going to blow the Raiders out because they know each other too well. And you got, and that's right too. Jaguars acquired Jacoby Myers, so the Raiders got a 2006 fourth round, 6th round pick. So that's what, yeah. So Bowers is definitely going to be taken. He's already taken the majority of the offense anyway. So this is nothing going to be new for him. It's just going to be
he's their guy.
Hyphenated, yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the Falcons and Colts. That game is in Berlin, I believe, right? It's in Berlin.
Yep.
Yeah, in Berlin. Colts are 6.5-point favorites at home or in Berlin, and the total is 48.5. So they expect a high-scoring game. What do you think?
Well, for total offense, the Falcons are surprisingly ranked 5th, and the Colts are ranked 2nd. Scoring offense, though, Falcons are 28th, and the Colts are number 1. Total defense, Falcons are number 4, and Colts are 16. Scoring defense, 13 and 7. So they're pretty much, I would say, kind of even as it goes. The Falcons have always been ranked high total defensively. They just don't come into play sometimes. It's weird.
They don't take the ball away a lot either.
Yeah, and then they don't. That's basically a human element on this team. It's the morale that they have when they come into these games. It's like if they have a good morale, they're going to play really well. If they have a bad morale, they're going to suck. So, and then the Colts are just coming off an ass whooping by the Steelers. Literally, it was an ass whooping because the score looked closer, but it was an ass.
They need a rebound. If people want to call them, favorites or top of the AFC, they got to win this game, and they got to win it pretty handily because,
Yes, for the Falcons, these are guys that are likely out, by the way. I can't give you definite outs, but these are guys that have already had a DNP for a couple of days. Defensive end Leonard Floyd for the Falcons, guard Matthew Bergeron, and offensive tackle Storm Norton are all DNPs right now for 2 days, and that has nothing to do with rest. Those are injury related. For the Colts, they have defensive end Tyquan Lewis, wide receiver Anthony Gold, defensive tackle DeForest Buckner is ruled out. Is definitely ruled out. And defensive end Samson Ebukam is also DNP'd for the last couple of days with an injury. So just look for those when you look at your reports on Sunday, just to make sure, just unless you want to make a slight adjustment on your bets. This is not really a big science here. Sometimes how this goes in betting. So whatever that case may be, the Colts also have acquired cornerback Sauce Gardner from the Jets.
And he will be starting this week.
That might be an extra pickup for the Colts. I think the Colts did a very good job in this whole situation. Going in the morale, because you picked up that guy, he instantly is bringing that karma. So I think that the Colts will win this game. I didn't think so until they made that trade. That's just something, and he's going to be starting. So don't throw his way. Don't throw his way, Aaron Rodgers. Might be coming away with the pick six.
Still surprised the over is 48.5 because with Sauce Gardner locking up your one side of the field, that's Drake London. I don't know who their second option is going to be on that side. So that's interesting that the total's still that high. So for your fantasy outlook, for the Falcons, Bijan Robinson, 100%. I mean, Bijan Robinson can kill you through the run, can kill you through the pass.
What's up, Robbie?
He's just deadly all over. He's fantasy gold that you would call him. The guy's just fantasy gold. That's the best way to describe him. So Bijan Robinson for the Falcons. And for the Colts, I'm going to give you a surprise one. A lot of people want to say Jonathan Taylor. And yes, Jonathan Taylor is a damn good running back. However, they're going to try to stop Jonathan Taylor. I think that's what the Steelers did, and I think that's what the Falcons are going to do. And the Falcons have a better defense than the Steelers. Sorry, Robbie. I'm going to go Warren for the Colts. I think
Ty
that
Warren.
I think Warren is going to give him a little bit of a mismatch for the defense of the Falcons, and I think that he could very well get about 2 touchdowns and about 100 yards. I really like Warren, and I think that he's going to be a good player.
Well, we'll find out today or on Sunday morning there, Robbie. It's in Berlin. This is just a messed up game all the way around because the Falcons are coming off of a tightly contested contest with the Patriots. The Colts are coming off a bad loss against Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh just totally dominated them. You could say they have games like that. Most teams, that even good teams, have games like that. So we'll see what happens. If they pick themselves up and they beat the Falcons in Berlin, then we can start, kind of saying, hey, they may be something. But
do you think the Colts cover, or do you think you take the points, or do you think it's going to be a high scoring
what's
game?
Their cover? 6.5, right?
6.5 and 48.5 on the total.
I'm gonna take the points in this one. I think
I'm taking the points and I'm taking the under because both defenses are really good. I'm surprised it's 48.5.
Yeah,
that surprises me.
Yeah,
but Vegas seems to know more than we do.
Yeah.
All right, Bills versus Dolphins. Dolphins are 9.5 favorites on the road. The total is 50.5. So another high scoring game they expect. What'd you say?
So Bills are number 1 in total offense. Dolphins are number 27th. Scoring offense, Bills are 3. Dolphins are 26. Dolphins just stink all the way around. Number 12 total defense for the Bills. Number 24 for the Dolphins. Number 9 scoring defense for the Bills. Number 24 for the Dolphins. So as you can see, everything's in the 20s for the Dolphins. That might be what the score is. I don't know.
Right. Could get ugly.
Defensive end AJ Epineza is in concussion protocol, and so I don't know if it's gonna be probably a game time decision on him.
Probably.
And
if he hasn't been cleared yet, it's probably not likely he's gonna play, I would think.
And on the Dolphins side, not that they have any more added problems on their side, but cornerback Rasul Douglas has been a DNP for the last couple of days. Don't think he's playing either. I think they pretty much said he wasn't going to play. Wide receiver Eskridge, he's also a DNP for the last couple of days, injury related. Linebacker Chop Robinson, it's another guy that might not play. He got hurt. I remember that play he got hurt on too, so he might not play either. Again, always check ahead of time, people, to see the injury report to make sure these people are out. They'll usually tell you that.
This is what we have
sports
right now.
App.
Yeah,
this is on any sports app on Sunday. They'll usually tell you that stuff ahead of time. And yeah, that's it. What we got for the fantasy? What you got in fantasy for us?
So for fantasy, I'm going to go with Cook, James Cook. Shout out to Kevin, his boy, James Cook. I think Cook cooks. I think he probably has a couple tutties, maybe 100 yards. The guy is electrifying. We talked about Bijan Robinson, another running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. They can run the ball inside the tackles. I think this is a James Cook game. I think that Allen will do his thing, but watch out for James Cook. I think he could very well go off in this game. And for the Dolphins, I'm going to go with my boy A-Chain, Gig'em, baby. He's probably the best player on that Dolphins team on both sides. Just a stud guy, another guy that can catch the ball in the backfield and run between the tackles. So, yeah, I'll give my boy A-Chain for fantasy on the Dolphins. That's probably the only player I would trust on the Dolphins, honestly.
Well, I mean, you got Jaden Waddle too, so just remember that.
Yeah, but you got Tua throwing the ball to him, so you're hit or miss with that. At least A-Chain, you just hand the ball off to him, and hopefully he goes the distance. And Buffalo is terrible at stopping the run, That's why I think A-Chain will eat a lot. So do you think the Bills cover, or do you think it's going to be over 50 points or under?
Let's see. Buffalo, where you at? Buffalo is a 9.5 point favorite. I'd take the over on that one.
You mean the cover?
Yeah, the cover. Yeah, to go even over that.
Yeah. You think so? You think just to reconfirm for the bettors out there, you think it's going to go? They're going to cover,
Yeah, it's going
and
to be.
it's going to be over the 50.
Yeah, it's going to be over the.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be over the 50, and the majority of the 50 is going to be scored by Bills.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Dolphin fans.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair play because I'm thinking the same thing. I think it is going to be a cover for the Bills. And yeah, if it goes over, it's going to go over because the Bills are probably going to put like 40 points on them, and maybe Miami gets spotted 10 or something like that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. I know Bills fans will say, "Oh, but it's in Miami. We have problems playing them." No, that was when Miami was actually pretty good. They're not good anymore, and the morale has gone way down. So I don't see that happening this time. I see you guys actually just taking the stadium over. So.
And Buffalo coming off that win against Kansas City really boosted their morale. And I think that they're ready to make a run because they feel like once you beat Kansas City, you're feeling really good about yourself going forward. And so I think Buffalo's about to go on a run themselves. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Bills' defense against the run is pretty sus, but it's getting better. It was better last game against Kansas City. They did a pretty good job bottling the run up, and they've been doing that ever since Carolina. They did a really good job because Carolina at the time was at the top of their running game when they met. So they bottled that running game up. They're doing better against the run. Every game, and honestly, is an advancement. But that's a good point. That's a good point, Robbie.
No, I get what Robbie's saying, but the reason why I said Achane will run all over that defense is because they're going to put Achane in positions, whether they're doing screen plays, whether they're doing pass plays, whether they're doing runs in between the tackles. That guy's got man speed. He's got sprinter speed, and he's going to be a problem for that Buffalo's defense. Hence why I think Buffalo, if they can get him going early, they have a chance, at least keeping the game close. But if Buffalo comes out like they did against Pacheco, Pacheco didn't play the last game for the Chiefs, but they did a pretty good job on Hunt. Yeah. So if they can bottle up what they did against Kareem Hunt, then it's going to be a long day for Miami, regardless. That's all we're saying. All right.
Yeah.
Browns.
Because it packed it up before the season started.
Yeah. Well, they kept their coach, so, something. All right. Browns versus Jets. Browns are 1.5 favorites on the road. The total is 37.5. What do you say? Well,
the Jets traded just about everybody away from their team, so that's a problem. They did pick up Jasir Taylor from the Chargers for a 2028 7th round pick, but they also got rid of Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. So that's a problem. That's basically your defense that you were just standing up on. The Browns are 31st in total offense. The Jets 25th, 30th in scoring offense for the Browns. Yeah, they're both bottom of the barrel teams. The Jets are 24th in scoring offense. However, the Browns are number 2 in total defense, where the Jets are number 20, and in scoring defense, the Browns are number 17th. Against number 27th for the Jets. The injuries are Isaiah Bond. He had a DNP for a couple. He's been hurt though. Linebacker Carson Swetchinger. He's been hurt. And there's a question mark on defensive end again. Tight end Harold Fannin Jr. He has a DNP and it wasn't a rest. So I don't know what's going on with that. And he didn't practice on. He didn't practice on Wednesday either, so I don't know what's going on with that. Jets with the upset. Okay. What do you got going on for the fantasy players there?
So, I mean, for the Browns, you didn't mention Judkins, so Judkins is good to go.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Judkins on the Browns. I think Judkins has shown when he's out there, he's a darn good running back. He can run between the tackles. He's got burst. He's got speed.
That's a good
size.
pick. You want to know why there, Nate? Quinnen Williams isn't in the middle anymore.
There you go. Yeah.
So
even if Quinnen Williams was there, I still think Judkins is a guy you got to start because the guy has got a lot of skill and has home run speed. I mean, you saw that at even though you're a Michigan fan, you saw that at
OSU,
Ohio,
yeah.
OSU, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Judkins on the Browns, and then on the Jets. Whew, man, I'm gonna go Wilson. I think that now that the trade deadline's passed and Wilson was kept there, and so was Brees Hall. I think Wilson either is playing for himself or playing to get out of there. So I think he's going to really ball out, and if he gets opportunities, I think he'll make plays. So give me Garrett Wilson for the receivers for the Jets. Okay. And so do you think the Browns cover, and do you think the game's going to be over 38?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a tight game. Of course, whenever we ever say that, it's always an offensive game with two defensive
if I'm a betting person, I would stay the hell away from this game, because this game could literally be a coin flip. I mean, the Jets are playing rejuvenated. The Browns.
I would balance the coin flip though, basically on Cleveland, because of what the Jets are going through right now. I don't really project the Jets winning too many more games. If they get lucky, they might win one more, but I don't know where that's going to be at, unless they beat Miami.
But do you trust Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, I do. I do trust just to get enough offense. You got Judkins there. You got enough offense.
Just hand the ball to Judkins. That's all I got
to
say.
You still got Judy there. So, I mean.
But Fannin being out sucks. Yeah, Fannon's not healthy. That's not good.
The JUCO.
They do. But I like Fannin.
And their offensive line isn't horrible. It's not great, but it ain't horrible. And because the Jets have depleted themselves completely on defense, I think it's going to be easier for Gabriel to find places to throw. And I think 2.5. It says 2.5 on here. You said 1.5, right?
It might
say 1.5.
Some might have 2.5, 1.5. Yeah. So either way, it's
I feel goal would probably be the safe bet, and I think Cleveland can get that field goal, so they could go. They'll cover that bet. I wouldn't be surprised though if it was more of a 7-point game, but I'm gonna go. I'll cover.
Yeah, I think I will lean towards the Browns because of the quarterback situation. I would have Gabriel over Fields right now. It's sad to say that, but it's true. And also too, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game because both defenses are really good. Myles Garrett might have 8 sacks in this game. I mean, who knows? I mean, he had 5 in one game,
Yeah.
That was literally Myles Garrett just could eat this whole game, So if you got a defensive player on fantasy, go start Myles Garrett because you should start him every game.
Yeah, if you have one of those leagues, where you play defensive players, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna eat. He's gonna eat on field. So I'll tell you that right now. So this could be a very, very ugly game just to watch. So thank God it's at 12 o'clock because nobody's gonna be watching it.
So just an update on the injury report for the Raiders and the Broncos. The injury reports just came in for both sides. For the Raiders, running back Zamir White is out. Tight end Carter Runyon is out. Guard Khalib Rogers is out. Defensive tackle J.J. Pegues is out. And defensive lineman Leaky Fotu is out. For the Broncos, Marvin Mims is out. Nate Atkins is out. Patrick Surtain is out. Running back Jaleel McLaughlin is out. Offensive linebacker Q Robinson is out, and defensive lineman Jordan Jackson is out, as well as defensive end Savion Jones. So most of those people that you see there or heard that you got are people that are backups. So just keep that in mind.
Surtain's always going to be a big loss because that guy can shut down half the field like Sauce can for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, Robbie. He's not too worth 2 firsts. I would not have given 2 firsts for that guy, but that's just me. All right. Giants and Bears. The Bears are 4.5-point favorites at home. The over is 46.5. What do you think?
Total offenses. Giants are 18th. Bears are 3.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson's got that.
Bears offense is really they. But to be fair, they haven't played anybody with a really good defense lately. So let's just be honest there.
Well, that's just what the Giants supposedly. Scoring offense, Giants are 22, Bears are 6. Mm-hmm. Total defense, Giants are 29th, which is surprising.
Oh,
And the Bears is number 26. Scoring defense, the Giants are 28th, and the Bears are 29th. Injury report on the Giants so far. CB Paulson Adebo is not has been DNP for a couple of days. Wide receiver Bo Collins, linebacker Victor Demuke, kicker Graham Gano.
I heard about
is
that.
another guy. Defensive end Chauncey Golston and linebacker Darius Musau and center John Michael Schmitz is also DNP for the last couple of days. So watch for them. They might change.
Well, especially that's
on
one
what happened Friday.
Starting quarterbacks. Yeah.
What's going on, Robert? Bears all the way. Take the under. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Once he gets on a better team, though, Robbie, that's probably what it is. Let me tell you something. The Jets are just terrible. On the Bears side,
better sauce.
Yeah. On the Bears side, injuries, defensive back Josh Blackwell, linebacker TJ Edwards, defensive lineman Dominique Robinson. TJ Edwards is kind of standing out here. Again, he was DNP for last two practices. So let's
not a good sign.
Again, I can't hype on it more. Just monitor these injuries. Of course, injury reports come out every Sunday. So just trying to give you a focus so that you know who to play and who not to play. And it'll affect the line too. It may affect the line in the game. So we got
effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Giants, man, I'm going to go Jackson Dart. The Bears struggle with running quarterbacks. And if Jackson Dart wants to pull out a win in Chicago, he's going to have to run the football. They're going to have, because the Bears defense is terrible at stopping the running quarterback, and they're not good overall in general. I think if Jackson Dart wants to win this game, he's going to have to make plays with his legs and make plays with his arms. So I am definitely going with Jackson Dart against this defense. I think he'll definitely do well this week. And the Bears, I'm going to go Kyle Monangai because I think that the pass rushers for the Chicago Bears will put a lot of pressure on Caleb. And if they can run Monangai and be successful running Monangai, I think they'll have a really good chance of winning. He had a really good game last week. I picked him up. He had 22 points in my league. He had over 150-something yards. I haven't seen a running back do that for Chicago in a minute. I'm sorry, Swift. But, Monangai, I think very well could be taking Swift's role at some point. Very good runner, inside the tackle, big guy, can catch the ball too. He did that at Rutgers. So, yeah, give me Kyle Monangai if you want a win on your fantasy this week. Do you think that the Bears are going to cover at 4.5? And do you think it's going to go over 47?
This is another game I wouldn't bet on.
This could be a flip too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. In the AFC North, they can win it easily. No.
Let them think what they want to think. Who cares?
No.
Let them think what they want to think.
No. They haven't even played anybody in the NFC North yet.
We don't have the people.
No, they haven't.
We don't have the people in the division are delusional anyways.
Yeah. But anyway, if you were looking at the stats, I would, because offensively the Bears are pretty decent. I just think their defense is. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think their defense just lets them down too much when it counts. I mean, they had a defensive not a defensive, but an offensive battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. And Bengals drove down on them with the last couple of seconds. It was just because the Bengals defense was so horrible.
Couldn't get stopped. Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't get a stop. Absolutely. So that's the only reason why Chicago won that game, because the big defense they were against was tremendously horrible. So I think the Giants have an underrated defense. I'm saying that because at the beginning of the season they were supposed to be number one. A really good defense, but
they've had injuries.
There's your score right there.
Yeah,
Bears all in. Okay. I kind of looking at this game, I would probably go with the home team, but I would take the under. I think it's going to be a field goal. And I don't think it's going to be that high in points either.
I'm with you. I'm taking the points with the Giants just because the fact is Jackson Dart can make things happen by himself.
Mhm.
And I think that he'll keep him in the game. And if it's won, it's probably won by a field goal. And as far as the total, I'm actually going to go over on this. I think both teams very well could get in shootouts. Because, I mean, with Jackson Dart and some of his weapons, and the Bears have their guys, both defenses secondaries are really bad. Like, I don't know who the hell Chicago's starting right now. And
Oh, they
the
got
Giants
Stevenson
defense.
back.
Okay, Stevenson. Well, that's not very much a help. But I mean, and the
That wasn't
Giants
against
second,
Bengals.
yeah, and the Giants secondary is not very good themselves. They're having injuries, so this could very well be a shootout. I could see why it's a little bit higher. So I'm actually going to go with the over on this. So, well,
Okay.
we'll see. All right, let's move on. Jaguars and Texans. The Jaguars are 1.5 point favorites on the road. The total is 37.5.
Low scoring game.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, obvious this line actually jumped. It was in favor of Houston at first. Now it's jumped to Jacksonville, and that's because C.J. Stroud will not be playing. Because of
doesn't say a lot about the Jacksonville Jaguars either, because they only gave him 1.5 point favorite when the backup quarterback.
Yeah, this is a game. I'm sorry. I mean, the Texans are not good with C.J. Stroud. I mean, they're real good offensively, even with him. But that defense is great. Jaguars are 14 in total offense. Texans are 19, so it's pretty close there. Number 21st in scoring offense. Texans are 24th. However, when we get to total defense, Jaguars are 22nd. Texans are first. Scoring defense, Jaguars are 17th. Texans are first. So that defense does count for something. Yeah. They don't give up a lot of points. And I can see where the 37.5 is coming from because Jacksonville's not going to be able to move that ball. I don't trust Jacksonville. I just don't.
I would stay away from this game completely.
This is another game I'd probably stay away from too. On Jaguars, offensive lineman Urza Cleveland, tight end Hunter Long, wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr., and cornerback Jordan Lewis all had DMPs for 2 days. So watch out for them. It's going to be really bad if Brian Thomas doesn't play.
That's why they got Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, well, they're going to focus on him. They got a good secondary, Houston does. On the Texans side, of course, we said that quarterback C.J. Stroud is out. Also, Jalen Petrie is always in concussion protocol, so he's going to be a game-time decision. Tight end Harrison Bryant. Tight end Harrison Bryant. Kicker Kaimi Fairbairn is also Fairbairn. And linebacker Christian Harris, offensive lineman.
I'm sorry. What's Kaimi Fairbairn's injury?
I think he's got some kind of a leg injury.
Ooh, he might not play.
Linebacker
if
Christian
it was a shoulder
Harris,
or something like that, play. But yeah, leg.
Offensive lineman Titus Howard. That's a big one for the Texans too. Offensive lineman Ed Ingram. He's a backup, but he's also DMP'd. So Texans on the offensive side are kind of just effed a little bit. And you got
David Mills. Don't screw it up.
David Mills has got to go out there and put on a show because
yeah,
Houston got problems on the offense, Robbie, but they don't got problems on the defense. The defense is going to have to win these games for them until everybody comes back. Nico is still out there. Out there, so that's a good thing for Mills. They still got Chubbs is out there, and also what's his face, the rookie running back that they got that was doing so good for a minute. He's out there. So
Woody Marks.
Yep, good. Yeah. So who you got on the? So speaking of which, who do you have on fantasy for both teams?
So for the Jaguars, I'm taking Jacoby Myers because you're no Brandon Thomas, no Travis Hunter. Who the hell is he going to throw to? Jacoby Myers. He probably might have over 10 targets and 100 yards in the game. Now, how effective that's going to be? He's going to be going against Stingley. I don't know, but Trevor Lawrence is going to try to get the ball to Jacoby Myers. I'll tell you that right now. So his target share will be very high. For the Texans, ooh, that one's a tough one. I'm going to say Dalton Schultz because I think that with Mills, you're not going to take a lot of shots downfield. They want him to do as little as possible because the defense is going to hopefully carry the team for the game. So I think Dalton Schultz will be like your safety blanket, and I think he'll be looking for him early and often in the game. So give me Dalton Schultz. I think he could have over 100 yards, maybe a tutty, maybe 2. But yeah, I think they're going to ask Mills to do very, very small things. So, and I don't trust that run game either. So that's why I'm saying Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, with their injury problems that they have in a running game, Chubbs is not. He's not.
Yeah, Chubb's a shell of himself. Let's be honest.
He's
done.
Not going to be there. But again, I would stay away from this game as a better because it could flip flop. I mean, I kind of still favor the Texans because they're at home. Their defense plays really well, and this is not the Denver Broncos. This is the Jaguars. Okay, so I just don't see. I mean, it's kind of funny that he flipped it from 1.5 to from the Jags. Houston.
Well, it shows you the importance of C.J. Stroud. I mean, even on a bad offense, C.J. Stroud is still better than Davis Mills.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I think the Texans with the points is gold. I don't trust the Jaguars on the road. If this was in Duval, I would take the Jaguars all day. But this is in Houston. And that Texan defense is no joke, like you said. Will Anderson and Hunter will be all over Trevor Lawrence, and they will stop the run. But on top of that, the other side, the reason why I think this game's a low-scoring game, you've got Jacksonville with Walker and Allen going against Mills. So it's going to be another slobber knocker, one of those things. I think probably a field goal wins the game. But I will take the Texans at home with that defense.
What about the points?
I'll take the under for sure. I'm not taking the over on these two teams. I'll be shocked if it goes over 40 points. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, Davis Mills and Trevor Lawrence, like, I know what that Texan defense can do to Trevor Lawrence. I've seen it before. And I don't trust Davis Mills with anything. So they're going to come after him hardcore with Walker and Allen and Arulake and who's that other guys at the picks? Lloyd. Yeah. It's going to be tough, man.
Yeah.
They got a pretty good defense, man. Like, you saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. They can put pressure on him. So good luck, Davis Mills.
Yeah, they did that to San Francisco too. They two defensive teams that they played. Although Kansas City and San Francisco are not Houston's defense. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
Not even
they're
close.
step above. They're step above, but still, yeah.
They're way above.
One of my favorite games of the week: Patriots and Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites at home. The total is 48.5. Talk to me.
All right. The Patriots are number 12 total offense to the Buccaneers 17th. Scoring offense, Patriots are 7th. Buccaneers are 15th. Total defense, Patriots are 9th. Buccaneers are 15th. And scoring defense, Patriots are 5th. And the Buccaneers are 13th. So obviously it's siding mostly with the Patriots as far as the statistics go. The people that are going that are listed right now is out. Of course, again, check with your sports apps to see on Sunday. Wide receiver Kayshon Boutte. I love that name. Kayshon Boutte. He's been DNP'd for the last couple games. Linebacker Christian Ellis has been DNP'd for the last couple games. Christian Gonzalez. He has a concussion, so he's in concussion protocol.
They're getting concussed. Wow.
Hopefully that, for
big
the
loss
whole time,
if he doesn't play. Big loss.
For the fact that the NFL has tried to stop concussions, they haven't been very good at it. In fact, I think there's been more concussions since they tried to stop concussions.
Yeah.
It's all because of the defense. I'm telling you, because they changed everything on how you play defense, and that's the reason why these guys are getting concussed.
It's just part of football. Yeah.
I mean, it's part of football, but at the same time, if you can't do anything but tackle in a certain way to get somebody down, you're in mode for getting a concussion. Running back Ramade Stevenson, he's still kind of Ramondre Stevenson. He's still kind of iffy. And on the Buccaneers side, of course, Chris Godwin's still out. Bucky Irvin's still out. Bucky Irvin might have a chance to play. Now he was
I think Bucky might play. Yeah,
but I heard that he was just getting they were just making sure he got some more.
Okay, probably ramping him up. Okay.
Yeah, linebacker Hassan Reddick and linebacker Marquise Watts also are DNP'd for the last couple games. Chris Godwin has kind of a shot to play too, but I don't see it happening. Bucky Irvin is the best bet on here to play, even though he's had a couple DNPs. So,
okay.
Of course, Rob.
Yeah.
What's going on with your fantasy?
So fantasy. You know what? I'm gonna go TreVeyon Henderson, man. If Ramondre Stevenson might be out of the game, I think this is a good chance for Trayvon to get some carries. And, we talk about the speed of Jenkins. Henderson's got that same kind of speed. He's just lightning in a bottle. And I think that if they want to be successful against the Bucs, they have to run the football. They can't be one-dimensional because, Bowles loves to bring the pressure. So they have to be able to try to run the football. Even though Vita Vea is there, they got to try to run the football. And Henderson, I think, could very well benefit from that and have a good game. So I'll go with him on offense. And then on the Buccaneers side, I'm going to go Ibuka. We didn't get to see Ibuka at full strength against the Lions, especially after Mike Evans went down. I think Ibuka turns it up, especially if Gonzalez is out. If Gonzalez is out, then you're looking at CD versus Ibuka, and I'm taking Ibuka. And Baker Mayfield's out for blood. Like, he knows he played like shit the last game he played against us. And I think that he's ready to show the world, hey, I'm still here. So
and that's another big thing too, that they came off a bye, so that might be extra stuff for them.
Right.
So
give me Emeka Egbuka. You think the Bucs cover, and do you take the total over 49?
This is another game though.
This is gonna be a fun game. I hope this game's on TV. I want to watch this game.
I think this is gonna be. I mean, it all depends on Christian Gonzalez. Really, Kayshon Boutte has been playing really well too.
He got Pop Douglas too, and they still got Doug.
He hasn't been playing. He has not been playing Boutte. He is Boutte.
They're all right if they don't have him there because they'll got Pop Douglas and they still got Diggs. So I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, Diggs has been doing really well over the last 3 weeks too. He's been getting. I think he's got like a touchdown in every one of those games. Chris Godwin. If they get Bucky Irvin back for Tampa Bay, I really love their chances of winning. Bucky Irvin is a really good running back.
Yes.
And they still have some semblance. I mean, their offensive line is starting to come back around. They got one of their they got what's his face on the one side. So
Dwarfs.
And their offense, and they got him. They got the rest of the offensive line is pretty good, except for the other tackle that's out for the season. But they've been doing
another guy back too, Luke Getsy or something like that. I think that one of their They just paid him too, right? I think they paid him too. Yeah, so he's going to be back.
So that'll be good for them. Hassan Reddick, I'm not too worried about him being out because they have other good linebackers back there. I mean, he's good. If he's playing with his ears back, he's well. But he hasn't been doing that in a while. So
they got Yaya Diaby, my favorite name of player, Yaya Diaby.
So we're looking at the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers would probably. I think they're going to go over this cover. I think they're going to get more than 2.5. Okay. Yeah, and the 48 is about right. I see that.
Yeah, it's a safe play because if you take them at 2.5 and they win by a field goal, you still win. So I like them at home at 2.5. So I'm with you. I'll take the cover because, like I said, they'll probably win by a field goal. This game's going to be a shootout. May versus Baker, May's playing out of his mind right now.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's a quarterback that a lot of people aren't talking about, man. Like, he looks damn good. Yeah, I'm taking the over 48.5. I'll get, it's probably going to go to 50 or 60, man. This game could be back and forth the whole game. So, like I said, I hope this game's on TV because I want to watch this game. So, all right. Ravens versus the Vikings. 3.5 favorites are the Ravens on the road. The total is 48.5. Man, a lot of high totals. All right.
Okay, so the Ravens are number 20 in total offense to the Vikings 26. Ravens are number 12 in scoring offense to the Vikings 18th. Total defense, these numbers are kind of screwed because the Ravens started off real bad defensively in the beginning of the year. They're number 27th, and the Vikings are number 14th, surprisingly enough. The Ravens are number 24 in scoring D, and the Vikings are number 20. Injuries on the Vikings, there's none for the Ravens unless they're not reporting it, because I didn't see anything of any kind of injuries for the Ravens, any reporting or anything. But for the Vikings, Jeff Okudah and Josh Oliver will probably more likely be out. They were DNPs for the last couple of days. I think they said that those two guys were probably going to miss the game anyway. So those are the two, defense. They always need defense, even though it is Jeff Okudah. So, yeah, go ahead. What you got for fantasy on both sides?
So, with the Ravens, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. I think this is a Lamar Jackson game because, the thing is that when Brian Flores played the Lions, he was playing against a statue in Jared Goff.
Right.
Lamar Jackson's a whole different ball game.
No,
like you blitz Lamar Jackson, you're chasing him the rest of the game. So yeah, I think Lamar Jackson has one of those crazy games where he probably runs for about 100 yards and probably has about 3 total touchdowns. So give me Lamar Jackson against that defense. And like I said, the Ravens have to win every game now. Every game is a must for them if they want to make the playoffs and win the division.
I have him in fantasy, so hopefully he does real good. Okay,
I think he will. And then the Vikings, oh man, give me Jetta. I don't think it's very hard to shut Jetta down 2 games in a row. The Lions were lucky to do that with Jetta. I don't think Jetta
still got touchdown.
Have that. Yeah, he still got touchdown. But other than that, he really didn't do it very much for the game.
Yeah, 43 yards and the touchdown.
Yeah, I think he balls out for the at home against the Vikings. So give me Jetta on the Vikings.
I also have Jetta in my fantasy football team, so that worked for me too.
There you go. You must be doing well. All right. So do you think the Ravens cover, and do you think the total is over 49?
Yeah. Somehow I feel, and I'm not saying this because they're in my division, but I believe that the Ravens are going to pull out a can of whoop up, as my boy says on the T-Mobile commercials. They just opened a can of whoop up.
Oh, Billy Bob
Thornton. Which I don't believe. I still think Verizon.
Those we watch way too much TV, man.
The Ravens, football, it always comes on. So anyway, the Ravens. I think the Ravens. This is going to be an opportunity for the Ravens to put some points on the Vikings. I just don't think the Vikings are as good as they're seeming to be right now. I know they're at home. It's the purple versus purple. So it's a Prince battle. That's what I call it.
Right. There you go.
But yeah, I just think the Ravens are going to have a coming out party against the Vikings, and I'll take that 4.5 plus. And the 49. Yeah. Oh, it says 4.5 on my. Like you said, different ones have different. Thing. But 49 and the 49.5 is you've got that too. But I think that's this. Yeah, I could see that. It might even go a little bit over. I think Baltimore's out for blood for the rest of the NFL right now. They're like, yeah, you all wrote us off. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Well, they got to. They got to. Every game's a must win for them going forward. They can't lose anymore.
And really, Baltimore has a pretty good schedule coming up too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that'll work for them.
Yeah, I think with the Vikings coming off that high of winning in Detroit, everybody wants to crown J.J. McCarthy the next greatest thing since sliced bread, like anybody else does with a young quarterback. I think it comes down to earth this week. Lamar Jackson is going to dominate. I think Henry's going to have a really good game. I don't know if J.J. McCarthy can put up a lot of points. I think Baltimore's defense is healthy. They're going to bring pressure on J.J. McCarthy. And when you bring pressure on him, he struggles big time. So, and they can't really run the football. Aaron Jones might be playing or might not be playing. He's got an AC joint sprain, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens, but I'm gonna take the points because I think the game's gonna be close. I think the Ravens will dominate throughout the game, but I think the game will still be close, just because Brian Flores has a solid defense, and we've seen that defense. We know what it can do, and so yeah, give me the points, but I'll definitely probably take the under on that. I don't think it's going to be over. I think it's going to be another slobber knocker type of game. All right. Moving on to the Saints and Panthers. The Panthers are 5.5 point favorites at home. The total is 39.5.
All right. For the Saints and the Panthers, the Saints are number 29th in total offense. Panthers are number 22. Saints are number 31 in scoring offense, and Panthers are number 27th. When it comes to defense, the Saints are a little bit better. They're number 18th in total defense, but the Panthers are number 13. And the Saints are number 24 in scoring defense, and the Panthers are number 16. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The Panthers are at home. Mm-hmm. They just came off a nice little win against the Green Bay Packers. I don't think they've lost. They lost at home against Buffalo. But that's Buffalo. Mm-hmm. This is the Saints. Yeah. Let's just be real. The Saints will not have hopefully they'll have him, but he's got DNP for 2 games, offensive line and Talise Fuga. And then defensive tackle Devon Goodchuck, he is questionable because he has a DNP today, but there was nothing for Wednesday. So I don't know what that's about, and that's why I question mark next to him. For the Panthers, guard Chandler Zavalia is out for DNP so far, and wide receiver Bryson Tremaine is also questionable because, again, he has the same thing that Gatchu had. He's missed the DNP. He had DNP today, but yesterday he had nothing. I don't know what was going on. So we'll take an eye out on both of those. What you got for fantasy?
Let's see. So for the Saints, the Saints did trade Rashid Shaheed to the Seattle Seahawks, so they lost their big play threat. Shuck is still starting. Man.
They also sent Penny, offensive lineman Penning, to the Chargers. Not that he was much of a difference maker anyway, but
they declined his 5th option, so they really didn't see a lot of faith in him. I'm gonna go with Kamara. I think that if Shuck wants a chance to win this game, he better hand the ball off to Kamara or get Kamara on the flat, get him in check downs. Kamara can still play. It's unfortunate that his career's kind of dwindled since Drew Brees left. But give me Kamara. I think he has a solid game. He's probably the only one I trust on the offense. Olave is a possibility, but again, who's throwing the ball? That's what I look at it. With Kamara, just hand the ball off to him. All right. Panthers, Rico Dowdle. I like Rico a lot, man. It's kind of funny, I really want to know what the Cowboys offered Rico that he didn't want to stay in Dallas, because I like Rico a lot. And I think he's really blossomed into a great running back. And they have a really good 2-headed monster with him and Chuba, and Teo McMillan's getting the ball too. So give me Rico. I think he runs all over the Saints defense and pretty much controls the clock. So do you think the Panthers are going to cover? Or do you think they're going to score more than 40 points in this game total?
Yeah, I think with New Orleans losing a couple of their players, well, at least one of the receivers that's a big-time playmaker, that's going to reduce their offense a little bit. He was very promising too. 39.5 though.
It's a lot.
Because when the Panthers, actually it's not too much at all. 39.5 ain't jack.
Well, but you look from the standpoints of the offenses, one's more of a run-based offense. The other one, you don't know what the hell the other one is.
I see, but the Panthers are good defensively against both. I gotta see the Panthers. They're at home. They're gonna probably jack New Orleans Saints up just as much as they did Atlanta Falcons. Now
Division rival.
the Saints,
I mentioned that.
yeah,
Or no time. Sorry.
yeah, division rival, but they
Oh,
did
it is
that.
a division
I mean,
rival.
Carolina,
Yes.
yeah, Carolina did beat the crap out of Atlanta, and that's a division rival.
True.
But I think New Orleans still scores in this game, but I just think that Carolina's is going to be too much for them. And I would go over on the points and on the
You're
5.5.
taking the cover with the Panthers, and you're taking this one with the over. Okay.
Yeah, the over and the total.
Man, 5.5 is a lot. For two really not high-powered offenses. I will
Suck
stay
to
with
start.
this
No,
game
that's
too.
the only thing. If it was
That's true.
Rattler,
That's true.
I'd probably stay with what's boarded on there. But with Shuck on there, he's a rookie. He's going to make some bad mistakes.
Yeah, I think because it's a division game, I'm going to take the points with the Saints. The Saints have played pretty solid in some of these games for a half. You know, hopefully they play in a better half in the second half, and not the first. Just play the first half. I'm going to take the points with the Saints, and I'm going to take the over too. I think it could be one of those games where both teams are just scoring at will. Mm-hmm. Let's see. All right, Cardinals and Seahawks. The Seahawks are 6.5 favorites at home. The total is 44.5.
All right, this game is probably, as far as statistically, just a bit closer than you expect. The Cardinals are number 21st in total offense. Seahawks are number 9. Cardinals are number 19 in scoring offense. Seahawks are number 5. Cardinals are number 20 in total defense. Seahawks are number 11. And the Cardinals are number 11th in scoring defense. Seahawks are number 5. 2 players are on concussion protocol right now for both teams. Cornerback Max Melton for Cardinals. He's on concussion protocol. And Josh Joby for the Seahawks cornerback is also on concussion protocol. Other than that, both teams are pretty much good as far as health is concerned.
Yeah, and also to add, Murray did go on the IR. Probably ends his season. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think if Jacoby keeps winning, Murray's not going to see another snap for the Cardinals. I think they're going to try to move him in the offseason, in my opinion. There's teams that need quarterbacks.
I'm sorry. Brissett's fitting in this system pretty well, but he's not better than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray still
he's not better, but it's more of
they're not going to get rid of him, and Kyler, and they're not going to get rid of him anyway because they just paid him. That dude's.
I get you. Trust me. I
understand
move him completely. But
a lot Brissett could go somewhere to another team that could require some good backup help or starting quarterback. Depends on the team.
It's possible. I just look at it this way. I think Kyler is healthy, but because Jacoby's playing so much better right now and the team's winning, and they have a winning formula right now. That's
what is it? What's the video game he likes to play? Didn't it just come out this week?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, so Murray is out for the foreseeable future, and Jacoby is the starter. So
these 4 games,
yeah. Okay, so the Cardinals. I'm gonna go with Marvin Harrison Jr. Listen, Marvin Harrison has been up and down. I think a lot of people anointed this guy the best receiver coming out of college, and he's had some lumps. He's had some good games. And he has some games. I think he's coming around. I think him and Jacoby are really building a good rapport with each other, and he's starting to look like the receiver that they expected him to be. So give me Marvin Harrison for the Cardinals, and Robbie would know that. And the Seahawks, oh God, it's no brainer. JSN, man. JSN, I'm going to ask you this question real quick. Do you think JSN reminds you of Amon-Ra St. Brown? I think they're very similar in stature and receivers and the way they
actually, to tell you the truth, you know who JSN reminds me of? He actually reminds me of a combination of Jamar Chase and Jetta. I think he's got the speed. He can get out there. Yeah, I don't think he has. Amon St. Brown is a different type of receiver. He's not going to beat you deep too many times, but he's great with his routes, and he knows how to catch the ball all the time. JSN is, to me, he's kind of like a mirror image of what you would do if Jamar Chase and Jetta had a baby. Pause. And
I could say
that's what he would be.
I would say a poor man's Chase. I would not say Jetta. Jetta's like 6'3", 6'4" receiver, and JSN's barely 6 foot. But he's a stud. Yeah,
he's fast. He knows how to use his hands
True.
very well.
That's why I think the chase kind of.
He's got good route running.
Yes.
Route running, is real good.
I agree.
So yeah.
So give me JSN on the Seahawks. He's playing out of his mind, and they just got Rashid Shaheed. Seahawks. They just got Rashid Shaheed, and I think that's hopefully going to open up more for Jetta, and then Cooper Kupp will be back later too.
Yeah.
So, do you think Seattle covers?
He'll be playing
6.5.
Cooper Kupp will be playing too. So
okay, so Kupp will be there too. So, do you think Seattle covers at 6.5, and do you think the total is going to go over 45?
And again, division games can be different in different ways. This is a division game. I just don't think that the Cardinals are not trending up. They're trending down, whereas Seattle's got all the momentum. Dallas, everybody beats Dallas. That's
true, but that was a good win on the road. You got to give them that.
I mean, considering the fact that Green Bay tied them on the road, but the Cardinals is still not. No. I think Seattle puts a beating on them in this game. So I think they, let's see what they got in here.
You got them covering?
Yes. Seattle. Okay, yeah. Oh, 6.5. That's too low for me. I think they're going to win by at least 7 to 10 points. They're going to cover, definitely going to cover that. 45.5. Ooh, that might be a little low. I think Arizona can score some points with Brissett. Mm-hmm. I think Brissett's going to get, like you said, Marvin Jones involved in the game. You got to remember McBride too. Mm-hmm. Christian McBride too, the tight end. Yeah, Trey McBride. Yeah. So you want to do that, get him involved in the game. They got pretty viable weapons. I don't know about their running game though. Their running game's kind of shaky.
Well, they don't have a dude because they lost Connor. You know, they've been trying to fill it with Bam McKnight and Mercado. Mercado's hurt still. DeMercado.
Yeah, their running game is like crap right now. So I don't know how that's going to play right into the Seahawks. Russian attacks defense. So yeah. I just say the Seahawks just shutting this down. They're at home too. And they're coming off some good. I mean, dude, the Seahawks are playing really well right now. They're
100%.
New team now that's Super Bowl contenders this week. You know, every week's a different NFC team.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, I agree with you, man. You cannot sleep on the Seattle team. They're young, they're talented, they're good on both sides of the football. Darnold looks like a star in this offense. Again, I don't know what the hell the Vikings were thinking, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you, man. I'm gonna take Seattle in the cover. I think in Seattle they're very hard to play. It's very loud there, and I think it's gonna make it tough for Jacoby. And on top of that, they're not gonna be able to run the football. I'd be shocked if they have over 100 yards in that game. It's gonna be all passing, and when you put all passing on them, they'll let those ends go rush after the quarterback. It could get ugly. As far as the total, I probably would take the over. I think that Cardinals could put up some points. But this could get ugly fast. Seattle is a for sure legit team. Like people need to stop sleeping on Seattle. Like you saw what they did to the Commanders. Yes, Commanders are bad, but dude, they put an ass whooping on them right off the gate. Like you don't see that from a lot of teams.
And they were quite relentless through the whole game. They were quite relentless through the whole game against the Commanders. So I mean, yeah, you got to look at that stuff. So
absolutely. All right. Rams versus Niners. Rams are 4.5 favorites on the road. The total is 49.5.
All right. The Rams coming off a pretty good win against the Saints. They blew them out basically, which isn't something that's, I thought the Saints would put up much more of a fight, but they didn't.
In their house.
Yeah.
Of all places.
No, they played at Rams. They were at the Rams.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They beat them in the Rams house. Yeah.
Yeah. Rams are number 7 in total offense. 49ers are 10th. Rams are 8th in scoring offense. 49ers are 23rd. Rams are 10th in total defense. 49ers are 17th. And the Rams are 2nd in scoring D, and the 49ers are 9th. Now, the only guy that has any issues of coming or playing a game is Ricky Purcell, wide receiver for San Francisco. So that's the only injury that they have out there right now that could affect either side. So what do you have as far as the fantasy is on this?
Well, before I go to fantasy, what's up with Brock Purdy? What's the situation? Because that's got to be the most.
He's not playing again. It'll be Mac and Cheese. Yeah.
Okay. So Mac Jones will be in there. Okay. Yeah, because that's one of the most weird situations. That's kind of like the Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett situation.
If Mac Jones keeps playing at a high level, they're going to keep Purdy out. They just paid him all that money. They don't want to. They're going to bring him back when he is 110%.
Or they might not bring him back if Mac Jones keeps winning again.
Yeah,
it's all about chemistry. We'll see.
No, well, Brock Purdy has that chemistry too. He's just not playing as good as Mac Jones is, but that's because he's injured. So anyway.
Okay. All right. So for the Rams, I am going with Davante Adams. Davante Adams, the last couple of games, has scored over 5 touchdowns. I mean, he's becoming a goal line monster. Like Puka Nacua gets all the yards between the 20s, but Davante Adams gets the touchdowns at the goal line. And so give me Davante Adams, and like Stafford's really developing a lot of good chemistry with him and Puka Nacua. So a lot of attention is going to be paid on Puka. So Davante Adams going to get a lot of one-on-one. Great route runner. So give me Davante Adams for the Rams. And for the Niners, I'm going with my man George Kittle, dude. I mean, we both got George Kittle on our team. It's time for George Kittle to show up and be George Kittle, man. Like one game, 18 points. The next game, he's got 6 points. So give me George Kittle. Yeah. I think if there's one weakness on this Rams defense, it's the linebackers. Their linebackers are kind of, whatever. I think George Kittle could eat really good on those linebackers. And he should be their number one target. I mean, Juwan Jennings is playing well too, but George Kittle's always open. Hey, I like broccoli. All right. Do you think that the Rams cover on the road, and do you think the total goes over 50?
Now, this is an interesting matchup because the Rams in San Francisco have a big history of playing close games. And San Francisco is one of those teams that the Rams could be absolutely awesome, and San Francisco would just beat them anyway, just to be spiteful. I think this is one of those. I don't think San Francisco is going to win necessarily, but I think the Rams are going to win, but they're not covering. I'm going to give San Francisco the points. And 49.5, that's about right. I mean, I can see San Francisco getting loose a couple of times on that defense. You got to remember that secondary is not the greatest for the Rams. It's their front, their front seven that's really making all the impact right now for their defense.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think you get a cut. Like I said, Mac and Cheese is playing pretty damn good, so he can go out there and throw a couple of darts and get touchdowns and stuff. And the running game still needs to be improved a little. CMC is still dealing with some injury. He's still dealing with the injury. He's not in an injury report, so that's a good thing for San Francisco. We'll see how good the Rams defense is against that running game. That's going to be key in this game because CMC is a monster when he gets loose.
Oh, absolutely. He ran all over them in the last game. Yeah, I'm taking the Niners with the points. I actually think the Niners are going to win this game because they're at home. If this game was flipped, it probably would take the other team, but it's in San Francisco. Mac Jones is playing pretty well. George Kittle, I think, is going to be a big factor in this game. CMC is going to do his thing. And also, too, Robert Saleh is going to bring a lot of pressure on Stafford. Like, that's one thing that Saleh does really well is he brings a lot of pressure. And Stafford's like Goff. He's not a very mobile quarterback. So you put pressure on him, he's going to dirt a lot of throws or he's going to throw picks. And so I'm going to take the Niners at home in this one. And as far as a total, yeah, I'll take the over on that for sure. I think it could get into a shooting battle with Stafford and Mac Jones for sure, because both secondaries are kind of
And
All
Matt
right.
Stafford is balling.
Oh yeah, Matt Stafford's playing very well.
He's balling.
Absolutely, he is
Or
balling.
41-year-old, or for how old is he now? 38,
37,
9, 10, 40?
37,
Yeah, he's
37,
balling. Yeah. He's freaking
Yeah.
balling. Just another
Mhm.
caveat to the injury report. Now they're saying Christian Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, probably will not come back until the end of November, early December.
Okay. All right.
They're
So
not putting him
Ibuka
on IR. They're just trying to monitor his injury.
So Ibuka's going to eat. Start
Yeah.
Ibuka all rest of the season until Godwin comes back. All right. Steelers versus Chargers. Chargers are 3-point favorites at home, and it's 45.5 on the total.
All right. The Steelers are number 28th in total offense. Chargers are 5th. Steelers are 12th in scoring offense. Chargers are 17th. Steelers are 30th in total defense. Chargers are 6th. And Steelers are number 21st in scoring defense. And the Chargers are 11th. For the Steelers, wide receiver Scott Miller has DNP twice. Robbie, put some insight into this too, because you are a Steeler fan, so you should know some of this stuff too. Cornerback Corey Trice Jr. I thought that was one of their guys that they really liked too. He's got DNP for a couple of days. Free safety Jabril Peppers, DNP. We forgot they had.
Yeah, Jabril Peppers. Wow.
Linebacker Colt Holcomb. He's out for. He's been out DNP for the last couple. Guard Isaac Shumalo. He's been out DNP. On the Chargers side, offensive lineman Bobby Hart, like they need any more offensive linemen to be out.
Yeah, right.
He's out. Cornerback Taib still is out. So for the last, as far as practice, they've been DNP'd for that. So who you got for the fantasy players for both of those teams?
So for the Steelers, I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth. I think that, the Chargers have a pretty good defense, and I think that they're going to really try to take away DK Metcalf because that's Rodgers' guy. And the one guy I think that will benefit from that is Freiermuth. He's also been up and down, but Pat Freiermuth, if you watch that Bengals game, he tore it up against that. Now, yes, it was the Bengals defense, but still, he had a really good game. So he's got the talent to really ball out, and we just haven't seen it this year. He's been very up and down. But I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth. I think that he's going to have some opportunities to make some plays. And plus, Rodgers is going to be under a lot of pressure. So, he's going to want to get that ball out quick. And I would put Freiermuth as the first target for him. So give me that guy. And on the Chargers, I'm going to take Ladd McConkey because I like the Steelers secondary. I mean, you got Darius Slay, you got Joey Porter, you got Jalen Ramsey.
Don't say that to Robbie.
Well, I'm just saying the names sound good. I mean, it hasn't been equated all the time. But that being said, the Steelers will bring pressure just like they brought for Daniel Jones. So give me Ladd McConkey. I like Ladd in the slot. I think Ladd will have a big game. He's a very quick, twitchy kind of receiver, and I think that he's going to eat very well in the middle. So give me Ladd. Do you think the Chargers cover, and do you think they score more than the total's more than 46?
I think the Steelers win this game, so I don't pick the Chargers covering at all. I think the Steelers win this game as long as they bring that same intensity in the defense that they did against Indianapolis. And I know but that offensive line for Chargers is decimated right now, and they lost Joe Alt for the rest of the season. So
they had to trade a guy just to plug somebody.
And he ain't crap. I mean, they traded a buster for, just to get a buster on the offensive
He got his
line.
5th-year option decline. That shows you how much they believe in him.
So, I mean, maybe he has a rejuvenation, but I just don't see it in this game. I think that the defense is going to come out and show out again. Yeah, just like I said, just like that. And, Slay is not doing – he's not being the Slay that we saw.
Old. Yeah,
he's not being the Detroit Slay. That's for definitely sure. But other than that, I mean, I just the point total to 44.5. Yeah, that sounds right. Actually, it could be lower
40,
than
it's,
that.
it's 44, 45 and a half. Or did it
Yeah,
drop one?
well, like I said, it's different. I'm
Yeah,
on
no worries.
Score, so they showed the, I
Oh,
always
okay.
go by them, but
Yeah.
I still think that's too high, to tell you the truth. I don't think they're going to score that many points.
Yeah, I'll take the Steelers with the points because, like you said, it could be a flip game. This stadium's going to be mostly Steelers. Like, I don't know what it is about LA, but their
no home games
stadiums
in
always
LA.
have 70% of the other team. So I would stay away from this game. Literally, I mean, both quarterbacks are going to be. Yeah, both quarterbacks are going to be under a lot of duress on both sides. But I'll take the Steelers with the points, and I'll take the under on this one. I think again, this is could be a very ugly defensive game, and the quarterback that doesn't make that makes the less mistakes will probably win. So we'll see what happens. All right. Eagles versus Packers. The Packers are, I think I just saw it just updated. It's 1.5 point favorites now. It dropped a point. And the Eagles the total is 45 and a half. Yeah.
Garbage. Yeah.
You can't play bad when you pay all that money, man. That's
yeah. You paying all that money.
And your coach is supposed to be a defensive coach. Can't do that.
All right. So the Eagles at the Packers. Eagles are 24th in total offense, and Packers are 8th, amazingly enough. Eagles are 10th in scoring. Packers are 11th. Eagles are 23rd in total defense, which is a big surprise. Packers are 5th, which is another big surprise. Eagles are 19th, and the Packers are 8th in scoring defense. Eagles have 2 people in concussion protocol right now. Cornerback Adoree Jackson is in concussion protocol, and defensive tackle Moro Ojomo is in concussion protocol. So those are game time decisions. Obviously, we'll see what happens from that point. Other than that, everybody else is pretty much injury free, besides the people that are on IR, which I never mentioned because they're on IR.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who do you have on the Eagles as that fantasy guy and Packers as the fantasy guy?
And just a real quick add to the Eagles did add Michael Carter. They added Jalen Phillips, and they did add Jair Alexander. So it looks like all 3 are going to play. So we'll see how those pan out. And Brandon Graham's back too.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the Eagles, I am going to take Dallas Goedert because Dallas Goedert has been eaten lately. And if you're going to attack those linebackers for the Packers, you have to have an athletic tight end. They do in Dallas Goedert. I think that, Brown will get a lot of attention, and so will Devontae Smith. But Dallas Goedert, to me, is going to be the safety net for Jalen Hurts, like he always is. So I expect him to have a high target share, maybe a touchdown, maybe 2, probably over 100 yards. So he's going to be probably their main guy, I would assume. They're going to try to do their best to take away Devontae Smith and Brown. So we'll see what happens there.
Kind of surprised you didn't say Saquon.
Yeah. The Packers are really good at stopping the run. Outside, yes.
They didn't do a very good job against Donald.
Well, that's true, but it was a 2-headed monster. The Eagles I think the Packers will try really hard to stop Saquon Barkley. I think this is going to be a game where Jalen Hurts is going to have to make some plays with his arm because they're going to do everything in their mother to stop the running game. So, but we'll see. The Packers, I am taking Luke Musgrave. And it's not just because I picked him up in fantasy. It's because the Packers.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's because the Packers rely heavily on their tight ends. Like their best tight end is out for the year, and he was their number 1 target. So, and the fun fact about Luke Musgraves is Luke Musgraves was drafted in the same draft as Tucker Kraft was. So people forget that, Tucker Kraft is supposed to be the star guy, but Musgraves, they liked him a lot. I think it took him in the 2nd round or 3rd round or whatever it was. And so I think they just plug him in. Now, I'm not saying he's Tucker Kraft. It's 2 different types of tight end, but the guy's got some skill, and Jordan Love loves the tight ends. And so I think, again, if you're going to attack the Eagles defense, you're going to attack them with the tight ends, because, the Eagles are going to put a lot of pressure on with Mitchell and Cooper DeJean on who's their receivers. Is Golden on the injury report? You didn't mention
No,
him.
he is not.
Okay,
He's
so
not.
Golden's healthy, so that's good. Golden's healthy, and I
Christian
think
Watson is healthy.
and Dobbs. So
Dobbs
yeah,
is healthy.
yeah. So I think Musgrave's going to have a really good chance to get some good targets and maybe a touchdown because there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of attention on the receivers with the cornerbacks of the Eagles. So they're going to try to take those guys away and make Jordan Love make quick throws, and I think Musgraves is going to benefit from that.
I have the sneaky suspicion that Christian Watson's going to have a good game, only because of the fact that when your safety valve, when you see the safety valve leave, you have a tendency to say, okay, well, let me see what my other guys can do and kind of ignore the other tight end that's in there, even though they shouldn't. Musgrave is a very good tight end. He was lighting it up. I think the first year he played, I think Tucker Kraft went down with an injury and he took over for him and he was firing it up. But at the same time, Christian Watson's all the receivers are healthy. All their number twos are healthy. They don't have it in number ones. They have number twos. So I could see that. And them trying out the Philadelphia secondary because the Philadelphia secondary is
Yeah.
So I can see that. Christian Watson can get behind there. He can start throwing there. But I mean, you at Musgrave is a good choice though. I probably would pick him too.
Yeah, and to go back to your point about Christian Watson, if I am the Eagles, if I'm the Eagles, if I'm the Packers, I am putting Christian Watson on Quinyon Mitchell, their best cornerback, because one thing about Quinyon, as good as he is, he's very handsy. And Christian Watson is kind of like J-Mo, in the sense that they're very fast receivers, and you have to bump them. And a lot of times you bump them, you get called for holding because you can't hold the guy, And so I think Christian Watson on Quinyon Mitchell is going to be a matchup to watch. But I do agree with you. I do think he very well could have a sneaky good game. So the Packers are 1.5 point favorites. Do you see them covering? And do you think the total is going to be over 46?
Green Bay is going to spank that ass because Green Bay, again, I'm not trying to take any bias away from the fact that they're in our division, but Green Bay is supposed to be the staple of our division. And what I've seen from them playing so far in these games, people say, oh, they're playing down to their competition. They were never playing up to anything anyway. You guys get one player and you think that you're going to the Super Bowl, but it doesn't work that way. The rest of the team's got to function.
I think the bar was set so low. Yeah, it was set so low.
The offense, their offense is just not. I mean, based on what you see, what I told you on total offense and scoring, it doesn't look bad. But it's like they can't move the ball well. Jordan Love. Sometimes he can throw that long pass well, and other times, and most of the time, he's overthrown it, not on target, getting it picked off when he throws deep. This is his third year as a starting quarterback. It's time for him to start making those throws, and he's not doing it to me. So, and then they're not playing up to their potential. I mean, Micah Parsons had 0 sacks and 0 pressures against the Carolina Panthers, who don't have that great of an offensive line. Come on. So I just can't.
I think what you're trying to say is what Packer team is going to show up.
Yeah, what Packer team?
Is it going to be the Packer team that a lot of people thought like, oh, these guys are going to get to the Super Bowl, or is it the Packer team that lost to the Browns and Panthers? Right. I'm sure Packer fans are asking the same question themselves. Which team's going to show up?
And then with Philadelphia, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing, but Philadelphia lost to 2 very good teams. They didn't lose to no crap teams.
Right.
So, I mean, plus they're coming off of, with Jalen Phillips being added, coming off a bye week, and Jalen Phillips been added to their roster to get their defense better on the edges. I mean, I think they're going to be more pumped up than Green Bay is because, they came off a bye and then they got somebody added on there. They're excited. They want to get out there and try to, obviously defend their title. So in Green Bay and Philadelphia, usually Green Bay always falls short, whether it's in Green Bay or in Philadelphia. Yeah. Philadelphia just has Green Bay's number. So that's one of the reasons why I'm picking Philadelphia.
I think what's going to be hilarious is the fact is that, when they voted on the tush push, Green Bay was the one that pushed to have a vote on it. And I think that they know that in Philadelphia, and they're going to use the tush push probably more all season than they've used all year against this game to kind of spite them. And I could see Matt LaFleur crashing out on the sidelines, literally at some point of the game, just like, fuck, I hate this play. I will say this too. Like, Packer fans are very hot on LaFleur lately. Like, it's ugly. Like some of the
it's been that way for the last 3. I don't understand why they're doing
but
this year, the last 3 years.
But this year there's more ugliness towards them, is what I'm saying, than I've seen in the past years. But
that's Packer fans. It's kind of like the Lions fans when you didn't get. They wanted to fire Brad Holmes. It's like, don't be stupid, okay?
Yeah.
LaFleur is a guy that you want to punch in the face most of the time. Just he's got that punchable face looking thing. But at the same time, you can't deny he is a very good coach. He does do.
He's a good play
well.
caller. I think he's been a little more conservative lately in games, and he needs to open it up and let Jordan Love throw the ball more. I agree, Robbie. I'm not a fan of it at all. It's not a football play. Anyways, all right. So you got the Packers. I'm sorry, you said the Eagles are going to win, or did the Packers are going to win?
Yeah, I got the Eagles winning, so I'm taking.
Okay, so you got the Eagles
at
the points, and you think
that's pretty close. I think both defenses are gonna. I think Green Bay's defense is gonna wake up a little bit, but at the same time, Philadelphia's defense is gonna wake up too. I think both those defenses play really well. I see that. That's about good. I like that 46.5 actually, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
I don't see it going over that.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Eagles too. I think that's a money bet right there. Taking the Eagles on the road with points, that's a no-brainer. And then also too, I think it's going to go over. I think Hurts is going to air it out and Love's going to air it out. Both secondaries are kind of suspect at times. So I think that there are going to be some big plays made on both sides. You got a lot of good receivers on both sides. So give me the over on that one. All right. And to wrap up the segment, let's talk about the Lions and Commanders. The Lions are 7.5-point favorites on the road. The Commanders, the total is 49.5. Talk to me.
Again, there's another one where the app says 8.5, but that's okay. Lions are number 11th in total offense. Commanders are 16th. Lions are number 2 in scoring offense. Commanders are 20th. Lions are number 8th in total defense. Commanders are 28th, and the Lions are number 13th in scoring D, and the Commanders are 22nd. Not likely to play is safety Kirby Joseph, which I think he said was out anyway.
Yeah,
defensive lineman Pat O'Connor, and running back Jacob Sailors has not been. He has DNP twice.
Sailors on there, yeah.
And for the Commanders. Obviously, the 2 players that are out, nobody else is on in danger of missing the game. But quarterback Jaden Daniels, of course, is out, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin is, of course, out. Scary Terry. Yep. Who do you have as fantasy players on both of these teams?
Can I pick the whole Lions team?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna say Gibby. I think Gibbs has a turnaround game. He probably played his worst game of the year against the Vikings. And you talked about how bad the defense is for the Commanders. I think it's 28th in the NFL right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Robbie. That's exactly why it's not a play. Gibby's going to eat. Like, he's going to eat through the air. He's going to eat through the ground. He'll probably over 150 total yards for the game. Probably a couple of tutties. He's going to be pissed. Like, I think he's going to really air it out on this defense. So give me a Gibbs. And for the Commanders, oh man, I'm gonna go with your boy Bill. Man, I don't think he's gonna do very much, but I don't know who else to pick. You know what? I take it back. I'm not gonna say Bill. Give me Ertz.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zach Ertz.
Because the Lions do struggle with tight ends at times. Zach Ertz is probably going to be Mariota's number 1 target for the game. You said Debo is not on the injury report, so Debo's
Debo's playing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I still like Ertz. Don't start Bill. Bill, they're going to stop Bill completely. I don't think. I mean, he might get a touchdown or something, but it's going to be tough against that Lions run defense for sure. Do you think the Lions cover at 7.5? And do you think the total goes over 50? That's a lot. They must think the Lions are either going to blow them out or it's going to be a shootout, which I don't know why it would be a shootout.
Yeah, well, they did this against Minnesota too, and then what happened with Minnesota?
That's true.
Minnesota's
got a better defense.
I'm gonna take the Lions winning, but I'm gonna take the Washington in points only because I just their offensive line is still shaky.
It's on the road too. I mean,
it's on the road.
They don't play. Their splits are not as good in the road than they are at home. So that's fair.
They did beat the crap out of Baltimore, and they did beat the crap out of Cincinnati. So I mean, it's a fair point to say they can score over 8.5 points, but from what I see with their offensive line, their offensive line is still unsafe. Penei Sewell had got limited practice, so that's a good thing. I saw that, like and Decker might be out. He said Decker might be out, but even then, I'd put Skipper in there, and Skipper would be fine. It's the interior of the line I'm worried about the most, and I'm hoping that they can recover from. Now, in saying this, I know the Lions played a horrible game last week. They played in all facets of the game. They were just terrible all the way around. I think that was just a team thing. I don't think it had to do with one aspect of any part of the positions.
Dan said it best, man. They did everything to lose that game. I totally agree.
Yep, they did. And they still had a chance to win at the end. So the offensive line is always my concern with that one. So that's why I can't say they're going to do the over on the 8.5. I'm going to take the points, but Detroit winning.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the points. I would like to think. I thought a little bit more about this. I would like to be belt to ass, but on the road, shaky O-line. A lot of hype on the Lions over what the Commanders have. So I'll take the points. I think it could be a close game. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. And I'm gonna take the under. I think 49 is a lot. I think that I don't think the Lions are necessarily blow them the hell out. I don't think the Commanders can really keep up with us point wise. I think it's probably closer to like maybe 40 or something like that, but we'll see. And there was one more thing I want to say. What was it? Damn it, man.
Come on, Nate.
Yeah, shit. Talk so much, I lost the track of thought. But yeah, no, I think also too, when you're making this pick, got to remember what happened in the championship game, and a lot of the Lions players already talked about it, saying like, "Hey, we haven't forgot." So they're out for blood. So who knows, man? Like this game could get crazy.
Whenever the Lions have some kind of revenge thing going on, like they did last year with the revenge tour, where they were going about beating teams that they didn't beat. Like this year, they've had a couple revenge games. That the Raven game was a revenge game, and this could be definitely a revenge game as well. I just think that they're going to come out and play, and. Get your shit together, Castro.
Whatever, Robbie. Go kick some cans.
But yeah, so I just think that they're just going to come out. Like I said, last year when they came out, they had a solid offensive line, so they could beat the crap out of you and take BTA. You know what I'm saying? This year, it's not so much that.
You're not as confident in the offensive line. I'm with you on that.
I'm confident in the offense in general, but just the offensive line. If somebody puts together a good game plan against the Lions and just says, you know what, all we're going to do is just blitz up the middle, and I'm talking about like every play, that's going to screw the offensive line up. And I think that's the only thing Washington's got going on for you. They got Wagner back there, so he's going to be their weapon on defense to try to get to Goff. And I'm pretty sure they're going to use him. Of course, Porter Potty might eat, because I don't think if they're going to try to get at Goff and Porter Potty's leaking out, Porter Potty might have a good game like he did against.
Yeah, and he's starting to. I mean, I think he's played pretty solid for what the role they ask him to do. But yeah, that's a great point. I do think outside of Luvu, I don't really maybe Wagner. I don't think Wagner can cover Laporta one-on-one. So it's going to be interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the point I was thinking in my head at the time, when you talk about the line for the Lions, how shaky it is, what's the best way to alleviate a shaky O line? Run the football.
Yep.
That's it.
Short
They just gotta run the
passes, too.
football. Yeah, short passes and run the football. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
they're gonna have to. Now they have to adjust their offense if they feel their
Mhm.
offensive line is not still together yet. But
Mhm.
I have faith in I have faith in Dan and Hank Fraley. So hopefully they get this stuff together.
Yeah, this was a business week, right? I mean, not even if we would have won the game before that, they still would have taken this game personal. So now they're pissed and it's personal. So yeah, I mean, they got to come out with some fire early on and put the team to in the hole quick, because you don't want to let these teams kind of leak around, So
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that is going to conclude this episode. I hope that you guys got some information for it. Again, be careful in betting. We put all kinds of sanctions on this whole situation. And again, look at the injury report, because I gave you some people that some of them are definitely out, but a lot of them are just on the cusp of being out. So make sure you check your injury report Sunday. Good luck in betting, and have a very good rest of your day, and happy football weekend.
Have a good night.
I am BA, and that's Nate the Great, and y'all have a great night.